This is Jose Cordova of Brazil, pole position, fourth quarter-final. Cordova, a pre-festival favourite who got past Vincenzo Sospiri to win his heat. Coming into the final lap, it's Cordova ahead.
One lap on this final corner, left to go, Sospiri right in the wheel track of Cordova. On to the last lap then. Cordova, a couple of mistakes, then he began to show that he can be beaten. Sospiri now goes high and wide, and instead of ducking up the inside, actually tries around the outside. Well, that's a surprise manoeuvre I haven't seen for a while, and now he's along the outside at Druids, and Cordova again holds him out, and well, there he tried to surprise Cordova by going around the outside of Paddock, whereas every other lap he tried up the inside on the way up to Druids. And I think Cordova should hold on. They're coming up to lap of back mark at a very crucial point. In the background, Creswell's holding on to Lees. The back marker moves over. Sospiri realises that he's going to be on the second row for the semi-final. So these two really, two of the big favourites for the rest of this event. And it's going to be Cordova first, Sospiri second. Creswell holds on to third from Lees. And a long way back in fifth place, Mika Salo, the Finnish champion. Another man thinking about the final of the Formula Ford Festival on pole position for his semi-final, Jose Cordova, the Brazilian driver. Awaiting the red light, the crucial start, 15-lap semi-final, awaiting the green. Can Rick Moss on the outside out-drag favourite Cordova? It looks like Cordova's got a good start up the inside. Indeed, Morris is going to have to settle for second, while Sospiri holds off the rest of the field for third. Front three getting away. Morris going with Cordova. Cordova is not getting away from the wily Rick. Sospiri trying the outside line. Rick knows better than to let him through there. Line astern up to Druids. Oh, locked brake from Cordova, showing there that he's not exactly easing up that much. The pressure firmly on. Cordova's certainly going to win this semi-final. A back marker too far ahead to cause him any problems on this lap. Through 30s for the last time, braking for clearways, flicking from third gear down to second, onto the power early, second up to third, fourth gear about halfway along just about now, and certainly a very well-driven race by Jose Cordova to win the semi-final, to go onto the front row. Cordova, Sospiri, Rick Morris. And a very good fourth and fifth for newcomers to this track, Jordi Gini and Peter Asland, for the winner of this semi-final, Jose Cordova from Brazil. The front row, the two main title hopes, two different chassis, two different engine tunes, tremendous competition in Formula Ford, but the man that's been on pole position all weekend for his heat, his quarter-final, semi-final, now the final, is 24-year-old Brazilian Jose Cordova. But it's going to be a Union Jack start to this 20-lap final. Quite rightly so. There's been no penalties made. It's a new race. The flag's dropped. Sospiri in the second row doesn't see the flag at all. And, well, that's been very unfortunate for the young Italian, but certainly the front two have got away well. Cordova clean in. Higgins second. Dolan third. Rick Morris fourth. The rest of the field streaming through. Sospiri it was, who didn't see that thing at all. Now it's three abreast. Dolan trying to go round the outside, doesn't get through. Morris gets through to third. The rest of the pack streaming through. Everybody safely through, but Dolan there trying to brave manoeuvre, trying to get second place up at Druids, failed, dropped to fourth, and it's Cordova out front. Higgins looking for a way through. The rest of the pack streaming through. Rick Morris now up to third. It's Higgins, second place. The whole pack piling through clearways, wheels interlocked there between two cars, no touch made, but very lucky to get away with that. Everybody safely through there, the low sun as they stream across the line at the end of one lap, 20-lap final. Cordova still leads, but it's oh so close. Morris is trying to get inside Higgins as they go up to Druids. Higgins slightly slipped wide, it didn't come off. Dolan's trying that outside line again, he's been practicing it all day long. Jordi Gini's doing very well up to fifth place, the Spanish champion there, right beside Dolan, but diving up the inside of Gini to put him back another place is Sospiri. Tremendous. Sospiri coming back through the field after that start. He's just taken fifth place off Gini. He's right behind Dolan. Out front, Cordova leads. Higgins second. Morris third. Dolan, Sospiri, Gini, Tanaka the Japanese. Flying past the pits. flat out in top gear. Side by side through Paddock there. That was Suspiri trying to go around the outside of Dolan. He's still on the outside as they get to Druids. But Genie looks to come inside Suspiri. This is fabulous Formula Ford racing. Only 4 laps completed, still 16 to go. Suspiri dropped away a bit after that attempt to get by. It's Dolan attacking Rick Morris for third. Morris and Dolan tight into clearways. Suspiri, the rest of the pack actually catching the front 6. They're all about to make it a 15-car dice for the lead as Neil Cunningham moves towards the back of the Spanish champion Genie. Fanning out, Cordova and Higgins getting away slightly as Morris fends off Dolan. 3 abreast there, spinning, trying to get inside, not spinning, tremendous car control there. That was Nico Palhares moving back up the field. Dolan's trying around the outside. Higgins hit the back of Cordova. Morris touched Dolan. Dolan's inside. Morris. Dolan through. We saw Cordova before. Quite often if he got the corner wrong at Druids or a tight corner, he'd seem to slow on the exit, bunching the people behind him. And that time Higgins went into the back of Cunningham now right up on the back of Genie's tail. Morris down to 4th. Absolutely nose to tail, coming up now to complete 6 laps. And Dolan now looking for 2nd place from Higgins. Luckily, nobody seems to be damaged from that traffic jam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't count as fast as they're going by. All 25, 28 cars in line astern. We haven't had a single retirement yet. And there's some superb driving. There, a nudge from behind. That's the Swede Nielsen getting pushed by our young Nicky Hart. Dolan, this outside manoeuvre. Can he hang on? We see how slow Cordova bangs the front wheel of Dolan. Cordova so slow on that second half of Druids that everybody's climbing all over the back of him. But once on the exit, Cordova seems to put his foot down and ease away. But he's bunching this pack up. And can they still stay on the road? I can't believe it. Dolan there tapped out wide, but still keeping control. We haven't seen a Formula Ford final like this for as long as I can remember. Usually 2 or 3 make a break at the front, but now finishing 7 laps, the pack is just tight together. Superb racing. Higgins tries around the outside, tries up the inside of Cordova now, going up towards Druids, tries to pull inside. They're fanning out now. Will Cordova block on the exit? It's on the exit of the corner. Cordova seems to suddenly slow. Suspiri round the outside of Morris could be making 4th. I think he's through. Yes, Suspiri takes 4th. Rick Morris down to 5th. The Italian charge is coming forward. Rick not having it. Rick trying to look back. Genie having a look outside Morris. Cunningham under pressure. Everybody under pressure here, especially the man at the front, Jose Cordova. And Higgins, fantastic, saw the gap. He didn't want a second asking. Cordova just left the gap slightly too much. He's getting pushed out by Doe now. Suspiri also going to take advantage of this. We could have Cordova down in 4th. Excellent move by Higgins there. Suspiri pushing Dolan into Paddock. Morris also lining up to dump Cordova. But Cordova recovers to 4th as the rest of the pack stream down Paddock Hill. Upton, Higgins has got away slightly. Dolan 2nd, Suspiri 3rd. Rick Morris round the outside of Cordova. That's another place down for Cordova. And side by side behind him, Cunningham and Genie. Cunningham it is trying to get by Genie. Absolutely superb. It's not Cunningham, it is Jonathan McGall, the man who has spent all weekend fighting backwards and forwards, who is now moving forward to a superb 7th or 8th place on the back of this bunch. He was 18th on the grid for this final. We saw him come back from a 10-second penalty in the quarter-final. He fought up to almost 2nd place in the semi-final. He then slid wide in the semi-final, dropped back to 8th, which put him back on the grid for the final. And he is moving forward at an incredible rate. So, Higgins has a bit of breathing space. Dolan goes wide, Suspiri through. Dolan really slammed the door in Suspiri's face there. Suspiri very gentlemanly and kindly actually let him get away with it. Dolan was lucky there. Morris looking up Suspiri. McGall righting Cordova's slipstream now. Cordova weaving to stop McGall go through. But Higgins escaping slightly. Suspiri must get through soon. Needs to get by Dolan. Bernard Dolan driving a tremendous race in this Mondial, but nevertheless Suspiri maybe a little bit quicker. Higgins escaping. As long as Dolan does this defensive work, Higgins is going to continue to get away. in the background now. Morris gets through. Sospiri, having tried an attack around the outside of Dolan, that's always the biggest problem of this Formula Ford racing. He tried an attack and he's lost out. He's been dumped back, and now Cordova tries to come inside, and there's rubber. So there's McGall alongside Cordova, side by side into Graham Hill Bend. McGall has to give way. Higgins now escaping. The Scholar-powered Van Diemen work chassis. The Mondial now with Rick Morris close in his attention. Morris goes through. He's through. Fantastic Rick, the wily old expert, in one lap. And they've touched wheels and bang, and that's tragedy for Morris and Dolan. Tragedy. And hopefully Morris can rejoin. I was just about to say, Rick, no, something's broken. And, well, what tragedy. Two tremendous festivals by one of the youngest and one of the oldest. Rick Morris, who was third in 75, was looking for his best ever Formula Ford Festival result. McGall's through third. 4 laps remaining for Sospiri to do something out front. Meanwhile, the battle for third rages on with Cordova trying to get back. Sospiri ever closer. McGall fending off Cordova. An absolutely superb Formula Ford finale. The best we've seen for some years, but up front, it's a young Italian chasing our British champion. Sospiri has broken the mould. Italians have their own very competitive racing scene. There we see Cordova alongside McGall, trying the long way around the outside, and McGall holding that inside line, but up front, Sospiri is right in the gearbox of Higgins. There's 3 laps left, and we have a fight for the lead. Sospiri, the young 22-year-old, he's come to England to try and make his name in Formula Ford, then move up the ladder to Grand Prix racing. There's many Italians already there. He's chosen to come here to show his talents, and he's doing just that as he looks inside Higgins. Higgins weaving and blocking. If Higgins is this defensive, we may have a 5-car dice for the lead on the last lap, but they're coming up to complete 18. 2 to go. Higgins holding the defensive line. Sospiri now right in the slipstream. Both with identical engines tuned by the same tuner and identical chassis. It's actually down to driver skill alone as Sospiri pulls out of the slipstream to go to the outside of Paddock. He's high and wide. This is where Vivian Daly came to grief trying this manoeuvre, but Sospiri pulls inside. Looks to get up the inside for Druids. Still the battle for third also rages. There's locked brakes. And Cordova there, a wheel missing, a bit of a shunt at Palace. That's Palhares. He's hit the wall rather hard. He's looking okay, but the marshals always ask drivers not to move. Now there's going to be yellow flags at Paddock, so there's going to be no overtaking by Sospiri at Paddock. But up front, meanwhile, Sospiri's through! Derek Higgins has slid right at Clearways, and Sospiri is through. The Italian now coming up to complete the 19th lap. There's yellow flags here. Cordova's right, pulling out of the slipstream. He can't overtake Higgins there. There's yellow flags being waved. Sospiri backs off. Cordova quite rightly drops in behind Higgins. Sospiri it is who's got the lead. Higgins is defending second. It's going to be a sensational win, I feel, for an Italian driver. I cannot believe this is amazing racing. Somebody else has fallen off again at Paddock. That's the other Swede, Niels, who's crashed into the abandoned car of Palhares. But whatever, we're on the last lap of the Formula Ford Festival. Sospiri is leading. The young Italian, Vincenzo Sospiri, is going to win the Formula Ford Festival in superb style. Derek Higgins gave his best. He's going to be second. Cordova third. Fourth, it's going to be debated, I'm not sure who by, but Sospiri wins for Italy. Superb. Higgins second, Cordova third, fourth McGall, and fifth Gini, the Spanish champion. Absolutely superb Formula Ford racing. A superb result for the young Italian, who's absolutely delighted. Higgins must have made a mistake at Clearways. He'll be kicking himself, but, well, superb racing. So looking again at how Sospiri got by Higgins to take the lead with only 2 laps to go, it was the classic up the inside at Clearways. Higgins had left the door. You see Sospiri fighting the car under braking as it slews sideways. He's trying to get the speed off and pushing Higgins wider and wider. Sospiri really braking very late indeed, but it was a clean manoeuvre. So he may have missed the drop of the Union Jack at the start, and his bad start dropped into 8th or 9th place on that opening lap. But it was Vincenzo Sospiri, the young Italian, who surged the field to take the checkered flag at the end of the 20-lap Data Cartel Formula Ford Festival final in tremendous style. Jose Cordova just pipping Derek Higgins for second.
and a race which really sums up what Formula Ford racing is all about.